A very warm welcome back to the channel. United Airlines is one of the industry's largest companies, but hasn't shown interest yet in purchasing the upcoming 777X. Is this going to change? Well, first of all, the 777X was announced in the early to mid-2010s, and was seen as a perfect aircraft to build upon the success enjoyed with the existing 777 platform. Upon its announcement, the aircraft unsurprisingly received some pretty substantial orders from major international airlines, who saw it as pivotal for their long-term fleet renewal efforts. Furthermore, the aircraft was arriving at a point where airlines were beginning to say goodbye to quad-engine planes and move towards your more fuel-efficient twin-engine jets. The 777X comes with new efficient engines in the GE9X, with other substantial improvements such as folding wingtips, updated avionics, and much more that all aim to offer a greater experience for passengers and from the standpoint of airlines financially too. However, in a similar sense to the A380, one region that hasn't seen the 777X from Boeing as favourable has been the United States, despite Boeing being an American manufacturer, which has seen some heads turn and look towards the likes of United, as in, why are you not placing this order? So only in August 2024, the Senior Vice President of Global Network Planning and Alliances at United spoke exclusively with Business Insider about the prospects of taking on the 777X in the future. While the purpose of the 777X is clear, and once certified and delivered it will no doubt be a fantastic aircraft for airlines, this is a plane that fundamentally doesn't work for United. In fact, the airline executives have been pretty clear that they don't believe it will fundamentally be a type that will feature at any point in its fleet, unless something was to say dramatically change. That is because a lot of emphasis has to be placed on the United Airlines business model, which has proved to be pretty successful. A lot of United's desire not to use the 777X does come critically from the exact same reasoning why it didn't order the A380, and that's driven by the business model I speak of. United focuses on having multiple hubs right across the United States, with the demand varying quite substantially between one or the other. This business model type does differ from the airlines that have already committed to the 777X. For example, in the case of the 777X, you've got customers from the likes of Emirates, Etihad, Cathay Pacific, ANA, Qatar, and even British Airways. These airlines all do have one thing in common. They often use the one core airport for their operations. As a result, these airlines will look to have larger planes to meet demand and connect their hub to worldwide destinations. In the case of United Airlines, however, it is the opposite, and they feed traffic internationally or domestically through hubs across the United States. This business model means that nowadays, ultra-high capacity airlines that offer less flexibility and have hefty costs are deemed as not favourable. The model also focuses on serving key international markets from different hubs that United calls home within the US, London, whether to markets such as London or Sydney from different cities rather than just one. So as a result, the airline doesn't necessarily need to use high-capacity aircraft to have passengers travel to just one location, say acting as a central hub for their international operations. Imagine if that was only New York or only Los Angeles. Instead of ordering aircraft such as the 777X from Boeing, United has relied equally on another popular widebody from Boeing in the 787 Dreamliner. The Dreamliner's usage has been so significant that the airline flies every variant, from the 787-8 to the middle ground 787-9, alongside the 787-10. Ultimately, the 787 has become favourable because of its available variants, but also the amount of flexibility that it offers this major airline. Whether the requirement is for more high-capacity flying from coast to coast within the US, long-range flights to Australia, or to popular markets within Europe, the 787 is pretty much deemed the perfect solution. Furthermore, with the airline not having one central hub, but rather a wide array, it doesn't need aircraft with 500 plus seats to cater to the available demand. Instead, it can use its Dreamliners to serve markets adequately, spread the usage of these Dreamliners out to major cities, and that's really the gist. Nowadays, they have just over 70 in their fleet, but this number is expected to grow quite substantially in the next, say, decade, this thanks to recent orders, and you'd probably expect that as they continue with their fleet renewal efforts and replace older planes, further purchases would come. Moreover, with no plans to order the 777X, and obviously the arrival of the A350 seemingly becoming more unlikely as each year progresses, the 787 is the only option left to operate its wide-body missions. Will United order the 777X though? Well, to really conclude, and as I've touched on, for several reasons, really focusing in on the love for the 787, a proven business model that benefits with this aircraft, an order for the 777X, given everything, just seems unlikely. And if anything, this is not just speculation. We've got full backing from executives who have openly come out and said that while the 777X has potential and will be a favourite aircraft right around the world, it's not something the company is even in the slightest interested in moving forward with. Reliance on the 787 will continue, with this aircraft type becoming the sole wide-body the airline operates with, as eventually it will retire those older 777s that are beginning to age. Let me know down below in the comments your thoughts. Do you believe that the 777X would be a good fit for United Airlines, or are you, say, in the camp that they're probably making the right decision for them? Thanks for watching, take care, be safe, subscribe to GlobeTrotting if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time for your latest industry analysis.
And we'll fly.